Thank
Guys,
you.
I'm gonna need you.
Okay, so I found a weird thing, and I think the reason I found out about this, so like, who was it? Was it like the Act Man or somebody that quote tweeted a person saying like, oh, they like lost custody of their daughter because they created like AI Chris Pratt out of them. Like C-scam or whatever. Is this so I like looked up this person's channel just because I was like, okay, what the hell is this person? And their most recent video I started watching the other day, and I was like, it's pretty insane, even like if you don't think about that. I should maybe does anybody have the tea on that shit? Like, did I accurately describe the situation, or did I not accurately describe the situation? Like, what's the deal? Like, he's getting a divorce and lost custody because he created Chris Pratt from like images of his real life daughter. Is that what happened? Somebody give me that info so I don't have to, like I could search it up. I don't know if I want. Yeah, what's the deal on that? Does anybody know? Is anybody more terminally online that can just tell me? Anyway, I'll just react to this video. This video is pretty unhinged, so I just...
Guys, I'm gonna need y'all to stop noticing some things. Stop noticing that Nathan Drake and Sully were replaced by girl bosses.
The framing is already so funny. It's already so funny. Replaced by girl boss. Like, wasn't that a spin-off game? So, okay. If somebody wanted to make a feminist argument, they would say the girls only get a spin-off and the guys get 4 other games. That's a crazy way to open up your video, right? Because it's just like, it's intentionally framed in a way where, like, you're going into it wanting to support these existing beliefs of yours. What's the point? What are you talking about? They got a spin-off game. 2017 to implying it never ends. Like, oh yeah, Nathan Drake's canceled. We're never getting Nathan Drake again. Wasn't this released before the other one? I don't remember. But still, it's like a spin-off. No. I love that you said that, Spoodersaurus, because that's exactly what I was thinking. When I watched the first few minutes of this, I realized, like, the anti-woke people, like, right now, they're literally just feminist frequency, right? Like, the type of people that make everything about the fucking culture war and, like, there's a war on men. Like, they're doing media analysis, not very good, but, some kind of media culture commentary where everything that they're going to see supports their existing belief that there's like a war on white men, right? That was what feminist frequency was, but just with women. And it was cringe then, and it's cringe now. But for some reason, these people can recognize the cringe of feminist frequency without understanding that they're doing the exact same thing, right?
Stop noticing that a small black woman single-handedly beat the shit out of Nathan and Sam.
Okay.
Stop noticing that the developer...
like, a scene. Like, who cares?
Developer of the Ultra-based Killzone games now makes games about a fat dog.
Oh my God.
Dog ugly lesbian who definitely drives a Jeep Wrangler. Stop noticing that one of the best...
Sorry, like... Do the Killzone games not exist anymore? Like, I guess the multiplayer, like, online parts don't. Killzone 3 was fun.
Stop noticing that
but
the developer...
I just, like, I don't know. Like, to point out this in the Uncharted series or whatever. He got upper-handed by a black woman, and she's tiny. That's one part. What about all of the rest of it? It's like when these people complain about, like, there was a queer kiss in the background of One Shot. That's a war on straight people. It's like, okay, well, what was the other 99%? What do you mean? Is that a war on queer people? For like, what are you talking about?
Beat the shit out of Nathan and Sam. Stop noticing that the developer of the ultra-based Killzone games now makes games about a fat, dog-ugly lesbian who definitely drives a Jeep Wrangler. Stop noticing that one of the best...
So, yeah, you've glanced at the situation. Is there like an article about this? Because I would like to find out if this guy is that fucked up. Because this video on its own is like a little unhinged and weird, but yeah. All right.
Characters of all time, Jin Sakai was replaced with a butch lesbian who raised...
Replaced with is such interesting framing because there's been 2 games? And one of them was him and one of them was her. What do you mean, like, did someone force them to like, he doesn't exist anymore? Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's so weird.
Raises a child with another woman, an action that God hates. Stop...
Oh, sorry, are you serious?
Lesbian who raises a child with another woman.
Raises a child with another woman.
An action that God...
An action that God hates. You know, you would almost think of that as like satirical if the rest of this wasn't as like unhinged, you know?
God hates. Stop noticing that angry masculinity personified, Kratos, was replaced with the cuck of war who is...
Are conservatives against like having good father figures or something? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Did you want him to like beat his son? Is he not like based still? Like the original God of War games, I played the first one. I haven't played all of them, but like from what I gathered, like the new direction was that they're humanizing him more, right? They're just making him more human. They're giving him more character. Right?
Isn't even the main character in his own story anymore.
Look, I might have wanted to kill that child. But I don't think that he's a cuck of war because he didn't.
Stop noticing that a muscly armed...
It's so weird. The framing also with him saying, stop noticing every single time. Stop noticing. Nothing to see here. Stop noticing. Like... Make the same video with Anita Sarkeesian. Like, she could have done the exact same framing, right? Stop noticing that the women are treated badly in this scenario. Stop noticing that it's only male characters for 99% of games. You play as the male character, unless it's a game where they give you the option, right? How many games are you forced to play as a female character? What's the percentage? Like 5%? And also, forced is a strong word because no one's forcing you to play the game. You can just not play the game.
Lesbian in Last of Us 2 literally killed Joel as the bagel director of the game held him down for a beating. Stop noticing...
Artistically, that was... Okay, all right, yeah. No, yeah, this is very unhinged. Artistically, that was a bad choice in Last of Us 2. In my opinion. Could have handled it better. Could have handled that death better. This is a... This is a weird one.
That the director is Jewish. Ellie's girlfriend is Jewish, and the entire game was stated by the director to be a metaphor for Israel. Stop noticing...
Wait. The comments that Neil Druckmann made about comparing the game to Israel-Palestine, were those pro-Israeli? Because I thought when people were complaining about that, they were like, that's woke. So I would have assumed that it was like pro-Palestinian, those comments. But here they are trying to make the case that oy vey, all of the Jews are conspiring to make you hate white Christians because they're all forcing you to play the spin-off game of the Uncharted franchise and forcing you to put more weight on one scene where a black woman gets the upper hand and ignore the other 99% of the game. Like, I don't know. Like, there's tons of Israelis that like are pro-Palestinian. I don't know. Like, what were the comments? I'm going to look this up because I've always heard that and I've been curious. Druckmann, Last of Us, Palestine. Okay, yeah, it does seem a little pro-Israeli based on what he's saying. Sorry, the Washington Post. That's what I meant. The formulation for Ellie's turn towards darkness can be traced back to the year 2000. Then, in his early 20s, Druckmann witnessed news footage of a crowd lynching two Israeli soldiers in the West Bank. And then they cheered afterward. Druckmann, who grew up in Israel, recalls, it was the cheering that was really chilling to me. In my mind, I thought, oh man, if I could just push a button and kill all these people that committed this horrible act, I would make them feel the same pain they inflicted on these people. The feeling faded, though. Eventually, he looked back and felt gross and guilty for his intense feelings. With The Last of Us Part 2, he wanted to explore that emotional tumult on a didactic level. I landed on this emotional idea of, can we, over the course of the game, make you feel this intense hate that is universal in the same way that an unconditional love is universal, Druckmann says. The hate that these people feel is the same kind of universality. You hate someone so much that you want them to suffer in the same way that you made someone, that they've made someone you love suffer. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what the context is of this. This one, he's talking about something that happened in the year 2000, and I don't know what the crowd was. Was the crowd Palestinians or Hamas or something? Like, I don't fucking know. So I don't know what his perspective on the entire conflict is. He seems to have been enraged that two Israeli soldiers died, and if he's from Israel, that would make sense. Anyway, yeah, what is the point of bringing that up here? This is a weird image. What is the point of bringing that up? See, here's the thing. I made this this point when we were talking about the critical drinker subreddit people, where they got mad, like literally like thousands of upvotes, and every single comment freaking out about a thing that didn't happen, where at one point in Elio, it was supposed to have queer themes. And then they'd scrapped it before the movie got released. And they were mad about it as though it's a thing that happened. And then if there was somebody in the comment thread that was like, wait, I saw the movie, this didn't happen. Not only would they get downvoted, but then there would be other people like making post hoc rationalizations for why they should still be angry. And they would say things like, yeah, well, it's because they wanted to do it. And that's the problem. When it's like, okay, wait, did it show in the final product, right? So when I play The Last of Us 2, I've got my criticisms with it, right? Talked about it on my podcast. When I played The Last of Us 2, I wasn't really thinking about Israel-Palestine at any point. So if that's something where he drew inspiration from that, who cares? Because the point you're making right now with this weird-ass graphic, the point you're making is that they're creating things to make people hate white Christians and men, right? Like, ooh, they're putting it in your media. But it's like, wait, if you can't even tell it's there, then what do you mean? Are you saying people played The Last of Us 2 and then were like, I support Israel now, or whatever? Like, what are we talking about? Who cares where you draw inspiration from? What's your point? What does that mean?
It was stated by the director to be a metaphor for Israel. Stop noticing that Peter is...
To be a metaphor for Israel. He's not even engaging with what that would mean. Like, he heard someone say this and then got mad about it and then put it in his video.
Stop noticing that the director is Jewish. Ellie's girlfriend is Jewish, and the entire game was stated by the director to be a metaphor for Israel.
The entire game was stated to be a metaphor for Israel? I'd have to listen to, the podcast quote. Does anybody have the podcast quote? The entire game as a metaphor for Israel is not the same as he was inspired to make a story about exploring revenge because of something that he had a personal experience with, right?
Stop noticing that
That's a very different thing. Anyway,
Peter is cucked by a woman and a black man in Spider-Man 2, and MJ somehow went from being a journalist
this is funny.
to a superhero because stunning
Superhero. I mean, they did girl boss her up. I don't know if superhero is the right
and
word.
brave. Shall we do Xbox next? Stop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're doing it. Okay, we're doing Xbox now.
Shall we do Xbox next? Stop noticing that based masculine characters like Marcus, Dom, and Cole were
Imagine using the word based with like no shred of like irony or cheekiness. Like imagine using it in a serious way. Like this is your feminist frequency right now. Right? Does nobody have an article or anything about the thing about this guy? About the only reason why I looked up his YouTube channel? Sorry, is this new Gears of War? Did they make Gears of War this? And you can't play as big guys anymore? Is that what happened?
masculine characters like Marcus, Dom, and Cole were replaced by Kate Diaz. Stop.
Replaced by... All right, I'm going to look this up. What's the newest Gears of War game?
Keep fighting!
Are you playing a woman?
Oh, yeah! This is insane! Don't let them near
Okay, you're playing... If that's the woman's voice as the main character, then you're playing as a skinny woman, okay? Now you're playing as a dude. It does, I'll agree, it does kind of like betray the art style of the franchise for people to not be buff. I don't know if like the gender thing I care as much about. Wouldn't it be funny if you had like fucking gigantic buff woman? Like that'd be hilarious. Like Gears of War has always been like so silly. But it looks like you're playing as a dude for, I don't know, most of it.
Hey.
Like you're playing as a dude. How much of it are you not playing as a dude? Looks like a mostly dude thing. Okay, there's a woman there. Maybe that's the co-op character or something. I don't know. I don't even know if at any point there was a woman that you had to play as. But anyway, okay. Based men.
Dom and Cole were replaced by Kate Diaz. Stop noticing that
Replaced is such a strong word.
the Halo Studios made Cortana ugly and Chief a simp.
They made Chief a simp. As if he wasn't in, what, Halo 3? Wasn't the whole plot of Halo 3 is that he was, like, trying to get her back? When was he not a... I'm sorry. When was he not a simp for Cortana? When was he not a simp for Cortana? Did they ever... Did they play the games? Does this guy play games? Or you just get mad at things? All right, maybe I'll watch that at some point. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Nobody's finding information for me as the story of my life. Andy Pants Gaming allegations. It looks like there's some truth to that, but I don't really know the full story. It's him responding or whatever. Bro, you made a game with AI images of 10-year-old girls pole dancing. You try pointing the blame everywhere.
What's that? Like 3 years
elsewhere.
and 1 month?
Thank you, Papa Percules. Thank you so much. Elsewhere, but you made a game where little girls become sex workers and dedicate it to your daughter. Yes, because people like you are doing this stuff. So I don't know if he used images of his daughter. This implies he dedicated it to his daughter. But that's a funny thing if that's what happened. He could have, it's possible he like responded weird. I don't know. No, Now I'm like kind of curious about this. Oh, I see what's happening. He's making like a this is what liberals are game. And so he's like, in order to do that, Passan Hiker. Haha, Andy Pants is obviously closeted and gay. Pedophile lives matter. Okay, so he's doing, and I guess he's using AI to make a game? Is that what's happening? This seems funny. Okay, this seems hilarious. So yeah, if people are calling it CP or whatever, I haven't seen it and I'm not gonna look it up. But like I don't know if that's like just a strong like exaggeration. Like I don't know. So whatever the hell whatever the hell he's up to, he's very unhinged. Yeah, I agree, Talath. People use CP for everything now, so it's hard to tell how bad it is. People use the term C-scam to describe like fucking lolly or whatever, which I find very unhelpful. I don't know why you wouldn't want to distinguish those two things, but okay.
Stop noticing that they made the hero in Fable a woman. But guys...
Okay. So if this guy's worldview is that women or queer people being main characters in a handful of video games, if his worldview is that that is an attack on men, does he also therefore believe that it's an attack on women and queer people for them not to be in a video game? Right? Like this is it's a very insane worldview.
Don't worry, there's totally not an attack on men right now. Stop.
Like, how is it an attack? What do you mean by attack? Some things have queer people and women in them now? Like, what do you mean?
Noticing that based masculine Assassin's Creed protagonists were replaced
Maybe that's why he's making his own game. He's like, I gotta make my own based game.
with a black queer man and an ugly woman. Stop noticing that Silent Hill F is just feminist propaganda.
I haven't played it yet. That's a funny take. That's a funny take.
Designed to make women hate the concept of marriage. Very subtle.
Whoa! Designed to make women hate the concept of marriage. Isn't that game like super fucking Japan though? Like, why would if the Jews are controlling this, trying to make white men extinct or whatever, why would they choose a Japanese game with Japanese women in it? And they say, wait, hold on. Designed to make
the concept of
designed
to make women hate the concept of marriage.
Designed to make women hate the concept of marriage. So if that's the goal, then are you therefore saying that women make up a large percentage of the player base of the Silent Hill games? Right? Because if the goal is to make women hate the concept of marriage, women would have to be playing the game. And if women are playing the game, which I'd imagine some percentage of women are, then, you know, why would it not make sense to have women characters in games if women are a part of the player base? What about Silent Hill 3? Oh, that's why he says the last Silent Hill I played is because 3 is when a woman was in it. Silent Hill 3 was a fucking woman. What are you talking about?
Very subtle, by the way. There's a... Stop noticing that after 3 Witcher games...
I mean, if like men like you were who I had to worry about getting married to, I would also hate the concept of marriage. Because this strikes me as a person that, like, kind of wants to control, you know? Kind of likes the idea of marriage as a way to give someone less freedoms, you know? That's not a bad thing to be against.
Starring Geralt, the new game we play exclusively as Ciri, who they just happen to make ugly and fat now.
Say goodbye to hot Ciri. You know, they also fucking nerfed Metal Gear Solid Snake's ass in the new Smash Brothers. He used to have a fat butt. They got rid of his butt. What the fuck? Can you bring that up? Can you talk about how there's a war on people who are attracted to Solid Snake? Can you bring that up?
Could it be because of all the diversity concerns? Consultants and cucked beta males that CDPR recently hired? Nah, couldn't be related. Stop noticing that you couldn't play as a woman or a minority in Call of Duty World at War 2008, and now you are forced to play as a woman.
Forced to. You are forced to play the new Call of Duty? What the fuck? Forced! We're forcing you! Oh my god. So then, therefore, when you say you couldn't play as a woman in 2008, would you then therefore say that that is an example of a war on women? Because I don't think it was. But according to your own logic, you would have to admit that it is, right? You are feminist frequency. You are cringe.
And a minority in Black Ops 7. Stop noticing that you couldn't play as a woman.
Oh yeah, a lot of these people that you're right, you're absolutely right. A lot of the types of people that are like pissed that there's no hot characters in video games are like, also porn should be illegal. That's kind of funny. I'm waiting for when Trump like censors video games and see how these people react. Or bans them for no reason. You couldn't be a woman. You could be a black guy. I like how that's relevant.
Or a minority in Battlefield 4, and now you are forced to play as a woman and a minority.
So, okay. The phrasing here. You couldn't, and now you're forced. Right? What if we use the other... What if we reverse this? We could say, today, you couldn't... Which I don't even... think is it's not even that you couldn't play as a man. Force you to play as a woman at the start, meaning you still get to play as a man in every single one of these games, right? Not every single one, but like in this one especially. What if you use that exact same phrasing? You're forced to play as a man. When you say you couldn't be a woman, you're also saying you were forced to play as a man. Why are you only using the word forced when it's something that you don't want? Is this one of those guys that thinks he's going to become trans if he, like, identifies with any female character ever? Like, what the hell?
In Battlefield 6. Stop noticing that in World War Z, all of the default characters you can pick from are gay and black.
Even though a large percentage of our player base is white men, fuck them. So this person's worldview is that if there is a piece of media that doesn't prominently feature a white man, that is them saying fuck you to white people. Therefore, do you also think that in Battlefield 3 or 4, where you can't play a woman, is that them saying fuck you to women? Is Battlefield 3 and 4 a fuck you to women? In your worldview, I'm trying to understand it.
Stop noticing that in World War Z, all of the default characters you can pick from are gay and black. Stop noticing that every single film...
Stop noticing it. The repeated stop noticing is to emphasize that it's a gigantic Jewish conspiracy. They're doing it. They're doing it. They don't want you to notice. It's all happening. The world is so scary.
Franchise has been cucked by a strong girl boss woman. Stop noticing that movies.
Okay. What about Lord of the Rings, though? What about Lord of the Rings? Because a lot of these things aren't bad because they got woke. They're just bad because they're bad, right? So Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings introduced and changed things around from the original source material, from the original books, to give women more screen time, right? Because women are part of an audience, right? And it was done in a way where the films are still incredible. Now people see those films as basically like the canon of like, this is the source material now, right? Like this is what everything's being based off of, is trying to replicate the magic of the Peter Jackson films. But those are films that did woke things, right? The things that you would consider to be woke in this context, in any context. You know, they have that line, "I am no man," right? That wasn't in the original, right? That didn't happen in the original source material. Are you going to talk about that? Because that was in 2003? 2001, 2, 3, or whatever. But the point that you're making is that, like, oh no, yeah, it's like overboard now. It's too much. But I wonder how they feel about Lord of the Rings. What if you know what? I wonder, this is more than just about gaming. What they're gonna do is they're gonna compare the Jackson Lord of the Rings to Rings of Power. That's what they're gonna do, and they're not going to acknowledge that Jackson's Lord of the Rings was also woke.
Franchise has been cucked by a strong girl boss woman.
That's my prediction.
Stop noticing that movies that always starred men in the lead roles are all women now.
This is a spinoff. Do you want Arnold to be in it at age 70? What are you talking about? This is a spinoff. This is a character from this film. This is a movie that was bad anyway because it's just unfunny and nobody wanted to watch it and everybody hates it. Right? So that what? There were like two of these and then one. Right? How many of these Ghostbusters? At least 2 and then 1 and then 1 and then 1. Like what? I don't know. Like, I'll agree that if someone is going to make any adjustments in a franchise towards the identity of any character, it's generally going to trend towards women or minorities. Because the overwhelming majority of media throughout history has been white men, right? That's why it's trending in one direction, is because there's an existing imbalance, right? If you were to take a franchise where, like, I don't know, what's Barbie, right? Take the Barbie franchise. If they do like a Ken spinoff, which could happen, you never know. Maybe some people might want to see it. Ken spinoff show. Would you be like making this argument? Or like, you know, if a franchise is like famous for being like a girl thing, do you want a boys version of Mean Girls? Do you want a boys version of Legally Blonde? Do you want a boys version of like, is that what you want? Like, do you want like Twilight, but Bella's a dude? Right? I don't know. Is that what you want?
Predator, Ghostbusters, Mad Max, Marvel, Star Wars, etc. All women. Stop noticing that in Marvel Zombies last month.
Marvel Zombies last month.
They replace all the male superheroes with girl bosses. Man, that's a lot of stuff I need you guys to stop noticing.
Here's the thing. No one's saying stop noticing it. People are just wondering why it's like you think it's literally a war. Like, no one's saying stop noticing. People are just wondering why, like, you're so fucking unhinged and weird about things. Like, that's the discussion, is like, why are you shitting dipes about it? It's not a war. It's people creating art, and you're free to support the things that do the things that you like and not support the things that do the things you don't like. Right? No one's forcing you to play Ghost of Tsushima 2.
So boys, on to the real question, why? Why is all of modern media, video games, and film against us?
That's such an insane take. They're against us. They're against... What does Kane and Lynch have to do with this? Kane and Lynch didn't have a girl version. Oh, this is just examples of dude games, and now you can't find dude games past 2015. Red Dead Redemption 2, that didn't exist. What year was that? You can't find dude games anymore. You can't find games where you play as a dude. Can't find them. I don't agree that Master Chief, like, what do you... If your standard for something going woke is as simple as there was a spin-off game with women in it, or like Master Chief is a simp now, but he wasn't in the first 3 games, or there were women in the newest Gears of War and they were less beefy. If your standard is so low, then yeah, it's going to seem like the world is just like fucking imploding on you. And everything's scary and you don't know why.
Video games and film against us. Keep watching and I think the answer will surprise you. All right, boys, if you're like me, you probably stay up too late gaming all the time.
That was literally an Anita Sarkeesian shot. Like, see, boys, I play video game, like filming. Who like, see, I swear I play video. Like, you have to prove it. This is a feminist frequency thing.
You probably stay up too late gaming all the time, so when you finally go to bed, you want to fall right to sleep. A few months ago, I got the
Sorry, I need to see
Manta
what the fuck
Sleep
this is.
Sound Mask. The deep and
Sound
restful
mask.
sleep I've been getting with these bad boys is insane. The ventilated C-shaped eye cups let you move them wherever you want, so you get a true 100% blackout even when sleeping in a bright, sunny...
Yeah, I mean, the internet has just fucking ruined people's brains. There's people that are just like in a constant state of like feeling like they're being attacked by the world around them at every moment, right?
room. Or even if you're taking a nap in your car, like I use speaker sleep masks, free
This is
checkout,
boring.
shout without them. Every single freaking movie and video game being girl bossed right now.
Every single one? Every movie and video game? List of video games. Top Gun Maverick came out in 2022. Was that girl bossed? Was it? Was Oppenheimer girl bossed? It's funny because like the overwhelming majority of these things that I see, like in this list of just like relevant movies in the 2020s, almost every single one of them has a male lead, right? But since their standard is so low, if there's like a female character that does anything that's like she has agency in some way and isn't like a prop, you know, like that's gonna fill his quota for woke, right? A lot of these movies are movies that I don't watch, because I'm watching better movies. So I don't know exactly how woke Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning was, and how impossible it is to. I don't know how man-hating the new Mission Impossible movie was. Because I didn't watch it. Let's see. Do we have video games sorted by year? Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Wait. The first Ghost of Tsushima was in 2020, so this doesn't even make sense here. Why do you say 2015? What the fuck? You mentioned Ghost of Tsushima earlier, and it's right here. The first one came out in 2020. Right? Is Elden Ring woke? Is Pizza Tower woke? I don't know. I don't know. Well, it's good that he's making his own game. I'm sure it'll do great.
Why has the systematic attempt to erase men gotten so bad? To put it simply,
What do you mean erase? All of these things are like, oh, you play as a fucking male lead anyway, but there's just some women in it that aren't props. Like the overwhelming majority of these things are like, oh yeah, no, you still have the male lead and they're white.
it's because men are the guardians of everything that is good.
Oh. Oh no. I know a person that if they found this channel, they would fucking love it and they would just get fucking sucked deeper down the hole. It's the same person that I mentioned in my critical drinker thing. I saw him again recently. It was very funny. No, you don't know them. You don't know them. They're like a family friend. A family friend. And it was kind of funny because the exact same thing happened again as the time before, where it was like the entire night was just kind of spent like with him being very confused about things. He was talking about foreign policy for some reason, and he confused Iraq with Iran, like not as like a slip of the tongue, but he legitimately thought that like Iran was like part of the like weapons of mass destruction invasion post 9/11 thing. That Iran, like, yeah, it was very strange. It was very strange, but very funny. I love having conversations with those kinds of people. As long as they're not like fucking angry, you know. But.
Beautiful and true in society, and there are evil women out there who hate men and want to be in charge. It's as simple as that. Think about
I'm sure those people exist. I don't think that describes the decision for everything that you're talking about.
it. America was created by 56 men. Every skyscraper, bridge, and cathedral was built by men. The electricity and plumbing and foundation of your house right now was built by men. Who do governments send to fight wars and save women from burning buildings? Men.
I mean, wars are generally bad things, though, right?
Men are the creators and sustainers of civilization itself, and we've done it for.
I mean, you know, you could probably ask this guy what he thinks women should be doing, and he would probably be saying caregiving and child raising. Which, I don't know, like, that's pretty important for civilization, is it not? If let's say that women do only that and can't do anything else. Like, you think, you know, like, that's a pretty crucial thing, right?
For tens of thousands of years. But as Bill Burr said one time,
Too bad he got cucked.
feminism views male patriarchy as a box of chocolates. Equal pay and being in charge of video games? Yeah, we'll take some of that. Digging ditches and roofing in the summer? Nah, y'all can keep that.
Sorry, what is the... Why do you have that
Pay
bug
and
there?
being in charge of video games? Yeah, we'll take some of that.
Cockroach?
Digging ditches and roofing in the summer? Nah, y'all can keep that.
Like pest control? I mean, yeah, generally labor jobs are going to be filled by like people who are, you know, stronger. Generally, on average, you know. biological males stronger than biological women. Yeah, and I think that women are not unique in terms of wanting the benefits of something and not wanting the negatives of something, right? I don't think that men also don't do that. And I don't think that this is reflective of every person, right?
That feminism at its heart is a jealousy of God-given male authority, and it is a desire to take away male authority and put women in charge.
Depends on the person, really.
You can see this all going back to the story
Titties
of Adam and
Olivia, censor this.
Eve in the garden. Satan knew that if he
Oh, sorry. Oh. Couldn't have guessed that you're religious.
he came after Adam directly, his neck would get snapped. But if he was able to trick Eve, then he could get control of Adam through Eve. Satan is the father of feminism, and Satan was the first feminist.
Women are more susceptible to Satan. Okay.
This is why none of us should watch corn or...
But you're complaining about no hot women in video games? What are you talking about? What? What would... I want porn in video games, but you shouldn't watch... What? Corn is the #1 way Satan gets control of men. Through women. Control to do what? Oh, no, yeah, because you think you're going to hell if you look at porn. Oh, yeah. It's to get you in hell. But not if the porn is in a video game.
Support OnlyFans or Cornhub. Corn is literally Satan getting control of you through a woman. But jumping into video games, I want to talk about how these degenerate Boldyks were able to do this in so many game studios. Now, first...
That was a crit, Boldyks. That's so funny. Oh my God, that's awesome.
First and foremost, I want to make it clear that beta cuck men opened the door for this. Phil Spencer, Herman Holst, Yves Guillemot, Neil Cuckman, Corey Barlog, all pussified...
I love how everybody gets a funny nickname. I love the Neil Cuckman. That's so funny.
Men who hired women to be in leadership positions at game studios. But specifically, let's look at some of the key ones involved. Kim Belair. Kim was hired and promoted at Ubisoft to push her anti-male, anti-white, satanic propaganda in all of...
It's the framing that, like, including people that are not white men is anti-white male. If you believe that that's what that is, you would therefore also have to believe that anything that does not include women or minorities prominently is anti that. Do you not understand? Like, your framework, your worldview supports Anita Sarkeesian's worldview. When you say that something existing that includes something but not something else, right? And in your examples, you included things like you had to play as a woman for the intro of some characters and then you could play as a man. That's anti-male? So then what were the games before that? Those were all a war on women? What the fuck?
The games she touched. Her team...
They don't understand how cringe they are. This is nuts.
Team at Sweet Baby Inc. is featured in videos like this.
Over 2,000 video games are produced every year in Canada. The industry makes over $3 billion every year by creating new games, but marginalized people seem to all...
You know what I care the most about games? I said this when I was reacting to the shitty Halo remake trailer. I care about them being fun. That's what I care about the most in games. I care about them being fun. You know? Is that not like the priority? Like what the fuck?
Always get the shorter end of the stick.
Can somebody tell me what reality this woman is living?
Does this guy like I can't play Metroid. I cannot play Metroid. I don't have fun with it because you have to play as a woman. What?
In last I checked, every single effing game had a gay disabled black girl boss in it. So this whole marginalized people are getting cut out, like, it's just
In it, right? They're not even the main characters. They're in it. Right? I haven't heard of half of these games. What are these?
bullcrap now.
Are these like not even like disc release
The
games?
importance of seeing this character's tits is more important than protecting their lungs.
Video game
You said bad! You said porn is how Satan gets to you through women. Now you're like, she thinks that you shouldn't be able to see the women's titties in the video game. Picard meme reaction, hand shame. But also is how Satan gets men. Oh, damn, these people.
corporations have been repeating their recipe for success, but diversity has now become the missing ingredient.
Enemies or adversities. Like movies, you can have
I like how everyone's a cuck. This guy thinks literally every person's a cuck. This is great.
some form of, misrepresentation of mental illness.
Guys, are you starting to see how gay race communism ruins everything? They poke their Jewish head into your hobby.
Does this guy think of anything like outside of buzzwords? Cuck, Jewish, gay, lesbian. Like he's a like this is literal NPC shit. Like he's not engaging with anything. Right? The whole game's a metaphor for Israel.
And say, you need some diversity in here. I mean, the government of Canada engages in institutional theft by giving these companies tax breaks for having a diverse workforce.
Institutional theft? Translation, we hate whites. Theft. What?
Have you ever wondered why these women and Jews never want diversity on an
Oh, did he have to censor the word Jews there? I don't know. Okay. I'm just, yeah, this is...
say, you
this
need
is
some
fascinating.
diversity in here. I mean, the government of Canada engages in institutional theft by giving these companies tax breaks for having...
Okay, I'm going to look this up. Canada, Ubisoft, tax breaks, diverse workforce. It's looking like that's not true. That the tax breaks are based on labor costs and job creation and not specifically on workforce diversity metrics. However, Ubisoft has internal programs aimed at fostering a diverse workforce. Yeah, it looks like Ubisoft themselves are doing it. Right? I'm gonna look up one more thing. I'm just... Okay, yeah, no, yeah. Canada does not offer explicit federal or provincial tax breaks targeted at hiring a diverse workforce. They are labor-based tax credits that encourage job creation and innovation in general, regardless of specific diversity metric. Okay, so that's just incorrect. Which, not surprising that that's just a incorrect. Again, we're getting a bit more feminist frequency in here.
a diverse workforce. Have you ever wondered why these women and Jews never want diversity on an oil rig? Or
Do people want to be working in an oil rig? Or do they do it just for the money? Right? Do people want to be doing this job? Or do they just do it because it pays a lot of money?
Or diversity in the construction business, or diversity on deep sea welding? No, because none of them have done an actual day of work in their life.
Have you done that job?
Because for them, this
oh my god, this is a great image. I love how bad he is at like editing too. Like he doesn't understand like the software that he uses. Just like Satan, their master, they want societal
is all
control.
about getting power. Satan wants power and influence, and you do that through media, and you do that through video games. But
power and influence to make people like gay or what? Like what do Capcom super elections? Capcom study last year, gamers are 82% men. All right, let's look up the Capcom super elections. Capcom held a poll, an online poll for Capcom fans. Right? 82% men, 14% female. I don't know if that's reflective of the entire gaming industry. Maybe that's why he's using this poll. But, you know, it would appear as though video games are more of a male pastime. By how much, I'm not sure. And it also, very importantly, it also depends on how you define video game, right? Because now games are on your phone. Is Candy Crush a video game? If everything's a video, like, you know, if every game's a video, if every video game is a video game, I don't know, it might be closer to 50. But yeah, for like console games, I would say like, yeah, it's probably more skewed male for sure.
furthermore, we might ask the question, if video games are played by 90% men, as this Capcom study shows,
Why did you say 90%? Why did you just say 90%? If you round it, it's closer to 80. Why would you say 90?
why is it wrong to go after your demographic? I mean,
And why do you think it's going after your demographic? For Master Chief to be a simp. Everyone's a cuck. Everyone's a simp. There's a war on white men. Jews are doing it. Let me put weird sexual child shit in my game. I don't know what's going on. I gotta look up that Ackman tweet. So this is the same video that I'm watching. Your grandpa was right. Giving women the right to vote was the first mistake we made. Ackman says he lost custody of his kid, by the way. And then the replies to this from people saying he's right is so funny. They don't even know he used his daughter to produce AI C-scam. I keep saying C-scam. I guess it's C-SAM material for a video game he made. I don't know if that's true in that extreme of phrasing things in that way. Maybe someone can fill me in the comments, because I don't really want to look up those search terms. So I'm kind of just like, I don't like how do I find out that information? Like, I don't want to look that up, you know? So
Hallmark, Lifetime, Ulta, they aim their marketing efforts at women. But video games being made for men? Oh, we can't have that now, can we?
And well, okay, this is art, right? I guess Hallmark are you talking about the movies or like cards? Are Hallmark? I mean, like, okay, wait, yeah, like, so this is makeup. This is makeup, right? Unless you're JD Vance, like, you're probably not wearing makeup as a dude. If you wanted to, I'm sure there would be more marketing towards men with makeup if you wanted to wear makeup and you made that clear, right? Do you want to have more male marketing with makeup? I have a funny feeling that if Sephora and Ultra Beauty started marketing towards men, you would be freaking out about it and saying it's satanic, right? So I don't think you want that, right? Hallmark, Lifetime, Bravo, right? Television and like film, maybe trading cards, right? Or sorry, greeting cards or whatever. Those are subsections of larger pieces of media, right? Those are like channels and like types of movies. The majority of movies, you know, male lead, you know, especially like action movies, right? Superhero movies, even. Sure, yeah, you know, there's more women in them. Some of them might have female leads now. There might be some girl bosses for some scenes. But yeah, not allowed to create products aimed at men. So PlayStation, not allowed to create products aimed at men. Xbox, Ubisoft, EA, Activision. Red Dead Redemption 2, not aimed at men. I guess that was Rockstar. He should have included Rockstar because GTA 6 has a female lead now. The Halo remake, not aimed at men. Astro Boy, not aimed at men. It's We're making video games exclusively for women now. Not for everyone, but only for women.
All right, so at the end of this video, I want to give you guys some practical things we can do to end women infiltrating video games.
I thought he was going to say practical things we can do to end women. Sorry, does this guy have it? This guy has a child? What the fuck? That's insane. Sorry, I'm just coming to terms with that right now. What the fuck? He has a child?
But right now, I want to talk about 3 games infested with feminism and how you can avoid these games at all costs.
I like how low effort these videos are. Like, they look like shit.
Number 1, Ghost of Yotei. If you meet a guy who bought Ghost of Yotei, just know that you're not talking to a man anymore.
Oh my god, wow. Whoa.
Or you're talking to a biological male with a pocket vagina who cosplays as a
Whoa!
woman. Never has there been a
Pocket vagina. Jesus Christ. This is hilarious. Okay, this guy's funny. Scott would love this.
more brazen feminist move than replacing based hero Jin Sakai.
He keeps using based like unironically. Like it's a real word. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is crazy. This is so much fun. Oops.
With an ugly lesbian girl boss. While the combat in Ghost of Tsushima was always a bit
Ghost of Tsushima?
slow for me compared to the FromSoft games, let's be honest, you really are there for the story and all the based feudal Japanese stuff.
Based Japan.
Well, historicity has been completely thrown out the window with Yotei, just like Ubisoft did by putting a Braca man in AC Shadows.
Did they make it so that you can't play the first game or buy it anymore? Did they make it illegal?
See, guys, because history doesn't matter. Authenticity doesn't matter. What matters is us projecting our own horrible Western politics on a 1600s game. So right off the bat, the
What? You're not allowed to like do anything creative or like have creative freedom to do things that like. Yeah, I don't know. I have my doubts that the first Ghost of Tsushima is going to be like literally real life. I think generally video games, you know, I think generally they're not exactly 100% accurate to real life.
entire premise of a female assassin who can
Oh. None. Okay, well, there's probably not like examples of people in real life that like if they get shot or stabbed 800 times they're still going. Right? There's probably not examples of in real life of people that like get back up or return to a checkpoint after dying.
Take down a trained samurai is completely ridiculous, and I could never play this game with a straight face without laughing. Now you might say to me, but Andrew, you never had a problem with Bayonetta. Yeah, dude, Bayonetta is not trying to be historical. Ghost of Yotei claims to be historical.
Sorry, you're going to need a source for that. You're going to need a source. Claims to try to be historical. What are you talking about?
So completely different. So now that they've committed to their fictional girl boss who never existed, the least they could do is pick a...
And also, if that is the case, that's not, like, that's a very small complaint. Right? Do you not care if the game is fun?
voice actor or mocap actress who could...
Do you not care if the game's fun?
believably take down a man. Plenty of rough-looking Chinese and Japanese female MMA fighters who could believably maybe take out one guy, but this is who they chose as their voice actress and mocap artist.
It's funny how, like, video game developers now have to, like, work on it in secrecy if they're, like, lower level, just so you, like, don't get harassed by, like, actually mentally ill people.
What should we call this body type? Never missed a meal, sitting in a chair all day? They prick her finger and Hot Pocket filling is going to come out. But it gets...
Is that in the game, or you're like, is that what the game looks like? Because you just showed us footage of not the game. You showed us you showed us footage of not the game. Is that reflective in the game? You're complaining about something that wasn't in the game.
worse. They gave 5 different fighting styles to her, and none of them could believably be practiced against a group of men by a woman today. I have a buddy who's been in martial arts his entire life, and he explained to me...
Okay, well, all right. Well, that guy that was just on fire got extinguished in a very unrealistic way, and I don't see you bringing that up as a complaint.
his entire life, and
the fire just kind of like went out. That's not very realistic, but you're not complaining about that. Why is that?
explained to me that it's literally impossible for a woman...
Why is it that the only things that matter if they're unrealistic are if it's woke, and that's it, and otherwise things that aren't realistic don't matter?
Woman to wield katanas the way that Atsu does in Yokai. Women simply lack the upper body strength. It's not possible. But
time travel's not possible. We still have stories about it. I don't know. Master Chief seems pretty improbable, a lot of the things that wind up happening in the Halo universe, right? Doesn't seem exactly historically accurate, you know. Okay, it would be one thing if this game was being taught in a history class of what actually happened in ancient Japan, right? Then I would understand your argument.
again, physics and reality don't matter when you gotta get your stunning and brave on.
I mean, they don't matter to you as long as a woman's not involved, right? Like, it doesn't matter to you unless it's this very specific subject that you're, like, obsessed with.
Also, as the cherry on top, it also happens that the voice actress of Atsu is, of course, a satanic Antifa leftist who just said that she is part
Satanic?
of Antifa on Twitter. Also, should you...
Part of Antifa, okay. Because sometimes, if some people say, I'm Antifa, that just means they're anti-fascist, right? What do you mean, part of Antifa? Like, okay. Unlike me, I'm FA. I'm just... I'm pro-FA.
part of Antifa on Twitter. Also, should you...
I'm part of pro-FA.
be even remotely attracted to this woman, they made sure to put the most dog-ugly outfits in the game imaginable. You know...
Dude's talking about outfits. I'm sorry, dude, that's the gayest shit I've ever heard. Like, come on. Her outfit's ugly. They made her outfit ugly. God.
No, because men are evil and must be punished for their God-given desires. So how
You're anti-porn. You're anti-porn. We gave her a less attractive outfit because men are evil and must be punished for their God-given desires. I thought you said it was Satan doing that. So wait, attraction and sexuality is a God-given desire now. But porn is Satan using women to get at men. But the desires that men have for women are God-given. The sexual desires that men have for women are God-given sexual desires.
have the Jewish-owned YouTubers and media conglomerates been
Oh, shit. Jewish-owned YouTubers.
responding to this game? 10
I'm going to try and be a little bit more quiet because I think it's Gael sleepy time now.
out of 10. Replacing a man with a woman, so unique. Ghost of Yote, so beautiful. Screenshot.
They say replace as though she's playing the same character. What do you mean replace? Like replace? What do you mean? It's a different character. Replace. What are we talking about?
Shot. So this applies equally to all of
Yeah, you know what? Based on his worldview, him wanting to see more cleavage in a video game and having better looking outfits. According to his own worldview, that's Satan trying to get at him, right? Dude, maybe if you're worried about Satan trying to get at you through the things that make your pee-pee go hard, maybe you should be asking video game developers to put everyone in a burqa so that you won't get tempted, right?
the games I'm talking about today. But guys, if you see a YouTuber supporting Ghost of Yote, we should treat them the way we treated traitors in World War II.
What? He literally thinks it's a war on men. He thinks it's an actual war from Jewish people. He thinks it's a war on white men. He thinks it's an actual war. Anyone who supports this game, meaning anyone who finds it fun, we should be treating like we treated traitors in World War II. Yeah, exactly. Who does he consider to be the traitors?
The men of Reddit still put
Yeah, fucking, what are you talking about, traitors in World War II? You're the anti-Jew man.
pushing feminism in 2025 have pocket vaginas, and we shouldn't even acknowledge these guys as men anymore.
He's like one of those wind up. He's like Woody from Toy Story, but not the voice act, not the character, but the toy, where you just pull on the thing and he's got a set list of catchphrases. He's like pocket vagina. His vocabulary is so limited. He's he's having a tough time in this changing world.
I'm talking about Mighty Keef, Actman, Bellular, Shillup.
Oh no. I'm probably going to get added to this list once he sees this video.
Luke Stevens, Reforge
This is fun.
Gaming.
They have vagina sewn on. Satanic. Well, this is fun.
Rhino, Shinobi. All of these dudes are
Betas.
beta cucks. These dudes aren't men. They're women cosplaying as men, and we should deal with them accordingly. Number 2,
deal with them according. That sounds ominous. We should deal with them accordingly. Okay. Some fashy shit.
Witcher 4. So I've seen a few people simping for Ciri in Witcher 4, and I'm sorry.
What state is this guy from? Is he from, like, he's definitely American, you know? I'm not asking for docs. I'm just trying to answer some questions in my own head.
I just don't think you guys have been paying attention. Ciri is actually much more powerful than a Witcher. She's a mage with elder blood, so she's way more powerful than a Witcher. So why would Ciri ever want to be downgraded to being a Witcher? Well, because stunning and brave, of course, and because women got to do everything a man can do. It's like if you were the garbage man at a company and your wife was the CEO cucking you, and one day she showed up and was the garbage man just to embarrass you. This is essentially what they're doing with girl boss Ciri. The other ridiculous thing is that the trial of...
You know, I get a little irritated with, like, children in movies, you know? And how, like, most cases it's like they can't act and they're just being propped up because they're cute or whatever, right? Like, they're the nephew, it's all nepotism, and they're cast because they're cute, and you know, their purpose is to fulfill the role of a prop in the screenplay and not be an actual character. They're not written like how children are written. And then in horror films, it's always teased like, oh, maybe they're in danger. But you know they're not. You know they're invincible, right? You know that the children are invincible in 99.9% of horror movies, right? Because they're scared of upsetting people, right? They're scared of upsetting the average film goer, the normies. Probably this guy might be upset. Could you imagine if I took that pet peeve of mine and crafted an entire worldview around it? And my channel was talking about how children are untouchable supremacists and that Jews are trying to make you hate adults. The Jews are trying to make you hate adults. Because the same shit he's saying about fucking girl boss shit, you could apply way more to kids. You can't even kill a kid in GTA, right? There's kids that exist in fucking like Rockstar games and all this shit. Fallout, they're the only characters in video games that you can never fucking kill. And if you could, it would give it like an adults only rating, which is bullshit. Which is bullshit, right? Could you imagine if my entire media commentary was constructed around that? Right? We live in a child supremacist society that hates adults. It's the same shit. Right? I mean, like, yeah, there's some bullshit. Yeah. I wish that you could fucking kill a child in a video game because it's funny. Right? I wish more horror films were less concerned with making people feel uncomfortable, because, like, why are you watching a horror movie then? Right? Do you not want to be scared? Right? It's just, I don't know, like, if I complain about those things, I complain about them, but I don't have an entire worldview crafted around it with a conspiracy theory attached to it. Like, sure, there are legitimate complaints to make about, like, how genders are treated in media, right? And if you're, you know, team man, then you might have different complaints than team woman. And there are legitimate complaints to make from team man and team woman, right? But the entire idea of, like, this is your patriarchy. Like, this is this guy's patriarchy. Is the Jews. Like, you don't have to construct an entire unhinged conspiracy around it. You can just go, that's dumb, here's why it's dumb. Why has this ruined your life?
grasses which every Witcher has to undergo would have definitely killed her, as it kills basically every woman who's tried it. This is why basically only men can be Witchers. But is this not the most 2025 ass game ever that we have to make?
I could be like, the kid solved the mystery at the end of the movie because the directors thought it was cute. That's not realistic. A child, baby's day out. I am sick of seeing all these kids' movies that treats adults like they're stupid. Why does the kid have to win? They have plot armor. The Jews did this. Like, what the fuck? It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Who cares? Complain about it. Why do you have to construct an entire worldview around it? Could you imagine if that was me? Could you imagine? That would be insane.
Theory, a witcher who does the trial of grasses just to show men that she can do everything a man can do, even if that thing is chemical torture. The cherry on top is, of course, that they had to make her ugly. Gone is the completely freaking beautiful young...
You're anti-porn. You shouldn't be attracted to anyone according to your worldview. What the fuck? You shouldn't...
Ciri from Witcher 3. She looks like she smoked Camel Reds for every day for 20 years. Yikes. But boys, uglification of women is directly from the leftist playbook. Every woman must be...
They must have better outfits. I demand that we give these girls better outfits so they can slay.
An ugly lesbian girl boss, and they all must be more...
Girl, I've heard that. Okay, we need like a counter for how many times he said lesbian, ugly, girl boss, like pocket vagina. The dude's like a broken record. This is so sad. I don't know what age he is right now. Like, this is going to get way worse in 10 years. Holy shit. Dude has like Alzheimer's and schizophrenia already. He is not going to age well. This is depressing.
Powerful than men. Another thing I don't think people have considered is how so much of Witcher 3 was fun specifically because you're playing as a man.
Ah! That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. What? The fun from the game was because you... That's okay. That's the best. That's the best quote. Oh my God. Okay. I'm so glad I watched this.
More powerful than men.
This is insane.
Another thing I don't think people have considered is how so much of Witcher 3 was fun specifically because you're playing as a man. You're a badass. You're having romances.
Point one, you're a badass. But then it's like, okay, well, if you had a woman character that was a badass, you would say, that's not fun. Because she can't be a badass.
With women, etc. Think about it. All of that is gone in Witcher 4 because you're...
Sorry, you said two things. What do you mean? You can't just say etc.
You're having romances with women, etc.
Witcher 3, the fun came specifically because you were a man. Point A, you're a badass. Male exclusive. Point B, what did he say? You're romantic with women? I don't think he said
as
romantic.
A man. You're a badass. You're having romances with women.
You're having romances with women. Which, if a girl did it, that would be satanic also. So, first of all, two things that are not gender exclusive, right? You could be doing if it was a woman. Second, that's two things. That was the fun? That was the fun?
Etc.
Etc. A third I couldn't think of a third thing. I couldn't think of a third fucking thing. This is insane. Oh my God. How come I didn't know about this guy earlier? This guy's like more mentally ill than Derek Savage. Derek Savage is like more coherent. What the hell happened here? What happened to this guy? I don't know what he was like before, but like what happened to his life? Like what's made him this way? Probably Satan, actually. That's the thing. Some people don't even know when Satan's got a hold of them. I think this might be one of those cases. Witcher 3? The gameplay? No. That's not what made it fun. What made it fun was you're a man because you're a badass and you have romances with women. Wasn't there like a... No, never mind. There wasn't.
Think about it. All of that is gone in Witcher 4 because you're playing as a woman.
Also, yeah, in Witcher 3, you weren't able to romance a man as a man, right? So... Oh, sorry. You will not be able to romance a woman as a man in Witcher 4. So he's not even complaining that you can't romance women. It's just that you have to be a man while you're doing it. Which, I don't know. Unless you're jerking off to the game, literally, why is that an issue? Unless the game is literally porn for you, which you're saying is a bad thing in Satan. Unless the game's literally porn for you, why is that an issue? What the fuck? You can still romance women. And I've decided she's not a badass anymore.
Now. No more flirting with Yennefer. No more flirting with Triss. No more flirting with Kira Metz.
Is there no romance, or is it all just romances with dudes? Also, why don't you not play it?
Because you're a woman now, guys. You're not Geralt. I feel like people have just sort of accepted the idea, oh yeah, it makes sense to play as Ciri now. And nobody has really thought about how actually unfun it is to play 200 hours being forced to play as a woman.
No one's forcing you to play 200 hours. Or at all. And have you... It's funny, the phrasing, no one's considered how unfun the game they're playing is. What have you considered that other people have fun with it? It seems like a you problem. You're saying no one else thinks this is unfun. Seems like people are having fun. Seems like other people are having fun with it.
Accepted the idea, oh yeah, it makes sense to play as Ciri now. And nobody has really thought about how actually unfun it is to play 200 hours being forced to play as a woman.
No one has thought about how unfun this is. Does that not just mean that they are having fun? And that's a you problem?
Another thing that lets me know how horribly woke Witcher 4 is going to be is all of the political activists who are working on it now. As you can see in the photo here, all of the based white dudes who made...
Oh, it's not even out yet. Maybe it'll suck. I don't know. I didn't play Witcher 3. I've heard good things, though. I've heard it's awesome.
Made Witcher 3...
Literally just an NPC.
Have been fired, and they all left to go form a separate studio. So who's left to work on Witcher 4?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, if it's untalented people that are not experienced, then sure, it might suck. I don't know if it will suck because it's a woman. Right?
Or, well, women and gay men, of course. In 2023, things took a really dark turn for CDPR when they launched their new Diversity and Inclusion initiative. Witcher 4...
What's funny is he uses, like, the nerd voice, which, you know, I feel is probably more appropriate to reflect your worldview. There's a war on white men because video games have people that aren't white men in them as playable characters. Like that's a bit closer to like the type of person that would have that voice, right?
Or recently hired as its senior writer this chick Mary Kinney, who worked on such woke disasters as Spider-Man 2 at Insomniac.
Wait, a lot of people played it and enjoyed it though, right? And you still played as like a dude for 90%. Well, 80% of the game, right?
Mary recently said this: there are so many LGBTQ developers, and we want what...
You know what would fix this fucking problem, dude? Is if the arts communities weren't just filled with people who are left-leaning, right? Because video games are art. So of course you're going to have a bunch of fucking queer people working in art. They shouldn't be represented, the people making the game. Right? It's art. There's going to be a lot of fucking queer type people making games and shit. Because it's an art. It's a technology. Right? You're complaining like, no, all these people are so afraid of doing real work, like working on an oil rig. Well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you encouraged conservatives to be taking art jobs, then you would see more conservative viewpoints in the art, right? Is that not like a reasonable suggestion? Right? You're complaining that art isn't conservative enough. Encourage more conservatives to go into art fields then, right? Why not? Maybe less conservatives in the oil rigs. Like, what are you talking
Players
about?
want to design experiences that tell the player, we're here, we're important, and we belong. Implying, I suppose, that she is a degenerate, God-hating lesbian as well. With regard to...
He's used the word lesbian like literally at least 20 times. Like this, he is so insane.
LGBTQ inclusion, she said this: we need to pull every lever we have. Characters, community support, mechanics to...
Could you imagine all of your content was like designed to make people as scared as you are of the world around them? Could you imagine that's what you put out into the universe? Like the purpose of what you do is just to make people as scared as you are. Like, what the fuck?
make it so. This woman is basically a propaganda activist who hates men and wants to push her anti-white, anti-male agenda. But nah, bro, Witcher 4 is totally going to be based. Totally. Don't even worry about it. Next, CDPR hired this guy, Kian Marr, to be a lore designer for Witcher 4. He's previously written for The Gamer and IGN, which are both incredibly woke. The dude is a satanic homosexual, and he said this: people would rather be bigoted and blame the fact they're straight white men on their inability to get a job than, the fact they're not quite as good a writer as they'd like to think, which ironically is a byproduct of unfounded straight white man confidence. Somebody said this on Twitter: in 2020, I want muscle so I can effectively punch gamers and also so I can carry cute people and dogs of any size easily. Kian replied, I didn't realize until this tweet, but this is now also what I want. Assuming he wants to punch gamers. Like, bro, why are you working at a game studio if you're publicly saying that you hate gamers? I don't get it. So yeah, guys, Witcher 4 is going to be a woke disaster, and I would...
Maybe the stereotype of gamers is what he's referring to and not people who play video games. Do you think that there might be a difference between people who play video games and people who strongly identify with the label of gamers? Do you think that those might be two different things? Oh, yeah. Also, I'm the guy that says, if you support this video game, you need to be treated like a traitor in World War II.
say there's absolutely no hope for this game, and it's cooked already. Number 3, Control by Remedy Studios. Do you remember in the 2000s when Remedy made based games like Max Payne? Yeah, those days are long gone. So in 2019, when Control first came out, I think everything hadn't been girl-bossed yet, and so we were much...
Get more conservatives in art, then. Make conservative games. Get more conservatives in the art fields. Make shit. Make shit. The world is... You have the freedom to make whatever you want. You're allowed to make creative things. You know? Critical Drinker made a movie. He denounced it mostly, but, he's trying.
More open to stuff like this. But now that every game has an ugly feminist girl boss...
Oh, yeah, this guy's making a game. Yeah, make the game.
It's really hard for me to go back and play this game without throwing up in my mouth a little bit. Seriously, try to play Control now, and you'll notice that it's an ugly feminist girl boss who's just completely unlikable. My whole thing about...
I criticize a lot of movies. I criticize a lot of remakes. I'll talk about the differences between the original and the remake. Talk about why it works, why something works, why something doesn't work, the mistakes made along the way. I couldn't imagine living in a world where I was convinced that there's no good movies anymore. Like not being able to find the things that I like. Like it just shows a lack of effort, There's things that exist for everybody. Like there's never been more things to exist. things exist for everybody. What are you talking about?
About video games is that femininity should be a feature rather than a bug. Lara Croft is a
Sorry, what? Why would...
ugly feminist girl boss who's just completely unlikable. My whole thing about video games is that femininity should be a feature rather than a bug. Lara Croft is
Oh, no, you want the women to be more stereotypically women.
a badass, and she uses her femininity and sexiness to her advantage.
But porn is Satan.
Rather than just trying to do everything a man can do. Another thing is that women have unique powers that men don't have. Namely, they can tempt men and get them.
Okay. How long can Lara Croft hold her breath underwater? Doesn't she can't she fight alligators and shit? How come you're not complaining about the weirdly physically demanding things that Lara Croft can do in the Tomb Raider franchise? How come you're... Why did you... This is the old design, but you... Is this... Did you smoothen the boobies? She fights a T-Rex. How come... So, Lara Croft, positive example of what I want out of women in video games. Large breasts. Being something that I can ogle at. End of list.
To do what they want. That is an undeniable power of women, and it is one that's often used in evil ways.
Wait, sorry, what? Oh, no. Oh,
Men
no.
don't have. Namely, they can tempt men and get them to do what they want. That is an undeniable
Women's greatest power is manipulating men.
power of women, and it is one that's often used in evil ways. But instead, what we're trying to do in video games today is just so desperately hard to prove that
The women can do anything men can do trope needs to die. It's boring. Most video games do the men can do anything unrealistic also trope, Men can survive 1 billion bullets trope.
women can do everything men can do, and it's very boring. And you even see this
It's clearly not boring if you've made rage content for seemingly years about it, right? It's clearly not that boring.
dysfunction in modern society today. Women are foregoing being moms at home so they can work in a corporate soulless job just like men. What women have completely forgotten is that being a female is a feature, not a bug. You're more than just a copy of a man. You're a woman. And a female can create 20 more people. This is the most powerful
20.
thing that a woman can do, and it's incredible. Our society has women actually lowered in their importance in society because they're just trying to copy men, and it's sad. This is kind of random, but my wife and I were watching The Mask last night with Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz, and I was chuckling when
I can't. Oh, that's the dog image. Okay.
Jim Carrey
It's
turns
so
into a
low
cartoon wolf because he's so attracted to Cameron Diaz. This used to be a major plot point in movies and games. Women's power was...
This used to be a major plot point in movies and games. The word you use to describe the things that you don't like was boring, right? And now you're saying this thing that was a trope and used to happen all the time was good, not boring, right? I want more of the same thing that I've seen happen 1 billion times. But this new thing that's happening, that's boring. Very interesting.
was always the power of seduction. Men were the ones doing the fighting and killing. And honestly,
And killing.
ask any woman, and if they're honest, they would rather be attractive to men rather than be out there fighting and killing.
What the fuck point is... What? What? No, this dude has a kid. He has a wife and a kid. I think the wife left him? I don't know. I don't know what the info on this guy is. Yeah, I think most men would also say that they'd like to just be attractive and not be killing and fighting. Are you talking about real life, or are you talking about a video game? Because if we're talking about real life, then yeah, like everyone would say that. Otherwise, why are you complaining that men have to like fight in wars, right? If we're talking about video games, then every woman would probably say it's more interesting to be fighting and killing. Right? So what's the point? Are we talking about real life or video games? Does this guy think video games is real life? It seems like at points he does.
Our society has sold women a lie that
this is a funny image. Ugh. Our society has sold women this lie. You know, there's a more interesting argument to make here about like how exploitation, corporate exploitation, has encouraged both members of the household to be having their own income, right? You could make that argument. But for some reason, I feel like this guy is, you know, not going to be making left-leaning economic arguments. So
they will find fulfillment in copying men, and it's just not true. I hate to say it, but your grandpa was right. Giving women the right to vote was the first step in the satanic feminism taking over society we see today. So boys, in closing,
this guy has sponsors too.
Here, what can we do today in our own personal sphere of influence to fight the encroachment of feminism into video games? Number one, women should be at home having children. They should not be working.
Can you support a woman on your income and no other income? I guess your channel is maybe successful enough that you can. Do you think that that's the case for everyone? Do you think that every couple in America, or even half, do you think that they're able to live comfortably off of one income? Because I think that might be a bigger thing for people than women wanting to work. Right? Right? Do you think women want to be a firefighter because they just enjoy doing it and they would do it for free? Sure, maybe like a couple. But we're in a society like we're in a situation where people have to work. And so if there's a job that you have to get, then yeah, you'd want the job that you want to do. Right? And if a woman wants to be a CEO or like a director or something that was, you know, at one point exclusively men, if they have to work anyway, do you not think that it's appropriate that they would have the free choice to be able to do that? How many women in the United States of America do you think can just not work and support themselves and children? So several people from their husband's income and nothing else. What do you think the average income in the United States of America is? Average single income in USA. The average annual salary in the US, according to Wikipedia. So the median annual earnings was under $50,000 a year. 47,960. For full time, it's about 60,000. Supporting like an entire family in like what kind of living situation, right? How much rent are you going to be paying in a house where you have your wife staying at home all day, or an apartment, and multiple children? Let's say 2 kids. How much rent do you think that's going to be for one person to be supporting? It does depend on where you live. It does depend on where you live. You could make the conspiracy argument against people like him, being like, he wants you to eat the bugs, you know? He wants you to be living like a poor person. This is propaganda to make it so that you can't live comfortably. Like you could make his own conspiracy weirdo arguments against people like him, right? I support the idea that people shouldn't have to work that much, especially to survive. So, yeah, that's not going to work in California, that's for sure. We'll see if the minimum wage ever goes up in the U.S. Where does the eating the bugs thing come from again? Exactly. It doesn't matter.
So if you are a hiring manager or you...
Why do people say that? Because anything that could potentially be seen as like an alternative for options for like meat, there's like meat lobbyists that are working hard to create propaganda against it, and then people like Tim Pool, etc., and these weird crackpots that don't understand that they're being fed misinformation will just repeat that kind of information, right? This guy didn't say it, but I mean, his worldview is similar enough that I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, so like if there's, articles about like, oh, you can make like you can turn bug protein into meat patties, and that might be an option available at a grocery store at some point. And so then they go, the Jews are trying to force you to eat bugs, and then only Jewish people will get to eat real meat. And they'll make you live in a block where it's only you can go 15 minutes in one direction and you can't leave. Like that sounds like a joke. That's like unironically like a lot of these people.
Work at a company, I think you have a moral obligation to stop hiring women.
Well, here's the thing. It can sound interesting and disgusting, but it's an option, not something you're forced to do. If you're forced to do it, that would mean it's because it's the cheaper option and meat has gotten wildly expensive, which is another argument for the types of worldview that I have, which is that people shouldn't be suffering as much economically, and that would solve a lot of our issues. Right?
Number 2, expose beta cuck men who support feminism. These are not men, they have pocket vaginas.
Expose. Oh, they have pocket vaginas. This is like the 3rd or 4th time you said pocket vaginas.
All of these homos support LGBTQ
Nice.
garbage and feminism. Do you remember what we did with traitors during World War II? Yeah, these are not men. These are...
Did we kill him? Like, or was there a Nuremberg? Like, what are you suggesting? What do you mean? He said that multiple times. Like, we need to do with them what we did to traitors in World War II. Like, dude literally thinks that he's like in a war. He literally thinks there's a war. Like, you could make an argument that there is a war happening right now, and it's a fucking class war. Like, people are getting fucked up. People are literally dying from the class war, right? Every single time Trump does something to like fuck with people's healthcare, like that's what's being debated right now. That's why the government shutdown is happening. People's fucking SNAP benefits, people's healthcare is getting more expensive. More people are getting kicked off of healthcare. People are fucking literally dying. Not imagined like, oh, white genocide or whatever. Like literally, like a person was alive and then a policy happened, and now they're dying and they're dead, right? That's a war that's happening right now. You can make an argument for that, right? Why do you think you're in a literal war? Because there's women in video games. I don't think I'm ever going to make a video on this guy again. This guy literally, like, genuinely needs some sort of, like, psychiatric help. Because this is, like, fucking... If he makes something really funny, I might do it again. I do kind of want to play his video game when it's finished. Like, it sounds fucking hilarious. But, like, holy shit. This is so sad. It's so sad, and it's, like, representative of, like, far too many people at this point. And it's kind of funny, because, like, the whole, you know, the pronouns crowd or whatever. Fucking pronouns! It's kind of funny that, like, they can't even really call out their own on things like this, you know? Fucking pronouns! Like, whenever someone creates something that's, like, this unhinged, they go, well, he was right, but I was just too embarrassed to stick up for him. Because too many people were making fun of it at the time. And I voice my opinions when I have permission to. I only do things where I see where the tide is turning. All right.
Support LGBTQ garbage and feminism. Do you remember what we did with traitors during World War II? Yeah, these are not men. These are women cosplaying as men. Number 3, finally and most importantly, do not buy anything that pushes anti-male hatred. The only way
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. If that's what you want to do, go for
these
it.
companies will listen is if we hit them in the wallet. These are a couple games that have come out recently that we know are deeply hateful of men. Ghost
I thought it was every game, though. Because, like, okay, wait, 1832, right? I thought you gave a little graphic here. Like, yeah, like, I thought games that didn't hate men ended in 2015. Right? I thought all you have to do is say now, right? But now he's saying, here's a short list of games that are recent.
hatred. The only way these companies will listen is
Right.
if we hit them in the wallet. These are a couple games that have come out recently that we know are deeply hateful of men.
Right? Seems like why don't you make a list of games that aren't hateful towards men that people should buy? Wouldn't that be better? Wouldn't that encourage more? Like, or are there none? Are there none? Are there 0? Oh yeah, Intergalactic's not even out. What the fuck? You don't know anything about it. There was just a trailer and a woman was in it, and that was it. What the hell? Why are some of these aren't even out? No masculine man would buy these. Well, this is sad. Activist slop. But my game that I'm making that is explicitly political is not activism. My game titled Chad versus the Gay Nazis is not activist slop. This is the type of person that you can't reason with. Like, you can't actually have a conversation with. It's very
Ghost
sad.
of Yotei, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Silent Hill F, Witcher 4, Hades 2.
Hades? He doesn't even know what the dude's obsessed with satanic shit. Hades. Dude's talking about satanic shit the entire video. Hades. Okay, yeah, like literally Derek Savage. Hades 2. He doesn't know anything about it. Do you think he even knows that Intergalactic isn't released yet? Do you think he even knows that? Do you think he, like, genuinely, do you think he knows that? Dude's having a very fear-driven life.
Arc Raiders, Marathon, and Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. In closing, guys, do not support these games. Do not talk about these games. Do not give these games any attention because they are hateful anti-male propaganda.
They hated Jesus because he spoke the truth. Did this guy relate to the New Testament? This guy's a Jesus guy? I mean, he calls himself a Christian, right? But like, does he think Jesus would be like chill with what he's saying here? Like his worldview? And then Jesus said to your neighbors, treat them how we treat World War II traitors. Boom, that graph really does tell it all.
But video
What's the
games
graph?
being made for men? Oh,
This isn't a graph. Are you talking about this? Timestamp was at 7:30. I can't tell if they mean this or not. I guess they probably mean that. That's a funny timestamp. The more you know, the more you notice. Oy vey, shut it down. The Jews are doing everything, bros. Being a father is one of the most base things a man can do, except when Kratos does it. All right, well, that was an interesting feminist frequency video. Yeah. I guess people are calling him out for obviously not having played a lot of the video games that he's complaining about. Because he doesn't know what Hades is, right? Yeah, Olivia, what's the story with Andy Pants? I was asking somebody to fill me in on the tea here. What is this? What's the deal with this guy? I like kind of just was curious, so I lost it when you started mocking Jews. Do you think we in Israel want this woke crap? Most of us hate it, no less than you. Don't generalize. Damn. That's a funny comment. He made an AI generating game called Chad versus the Gay Nut. Is it available to play? Can I play it? Is it out yet? Why are they saying that he made child why do they say he's made Chris Pratt oh, it's banned. Does it have Chris Pratt in it? He did? No, like, is that actual, like, nudity? What are we... Okay, hold on. Do you have a timestamp? Do you have a timestamp? Just skip around in this video. Well, can I show it on stream then if it's like... What do you mean? Like, is it like actual... Dead domain.
Waifus.
Did this person like censor it? Oh wait, most replayed, is that?
Sign that says kill white. Do other lives...
You'll find the timestamp? Yeah, no, yeah, this is important because I started the video asking what the hell was going on with that. Was this on Steam? Damn, I wanted to play it. You know, I think it's important that if Chris Pratt prefers to be called CP, that I also call CP Chris Pratt from now on. 4236.
And like edibles.
Because if it's in this YouTube video, then like theoretically,
what the fuck, dude?
It's not.
Wait, was that what that was in the background? I was looking at the chat. What just happened? People in the chat are talking about something. He had AI-generated CP in the background? What the? Take too much.
Oh, ew, what? Oh no, buddy. So this is blurred, obviously. Reading chat completely missing the... Oh no. What? Why would you do this? It's always the ones you most expect. Fuck. Damn, I wish I could have played it, but without that part also. That sucks. Why would you put that in a video game? Was it on Steam? The guy works at a school where they have cameras in the kids' changing rooms. What? Oh, in the context of the game. I thought you meant Andy Pants. Oh, okay. So he's making a commentary on people who are trans want to spy on kids. And to make that point, he AI generated CP to make that point.
I moved to your Twitch chat. Thank you for 100 bits, screw bucket. I'm like dying squirt. Name of Rain, thank you for $10. Thank you so much. This is like a fever dream where you take too much Sudafed. This would be bonkers on like edibles. I don't like that it came to this. What the fuck, dude? Wait, was that what that was in the background? I was looking at the chat. What just happened? People... You are... Oh, fuck! Jesus Christ!
Okay, so the main character is the Chad. And he's killing Nazis who are gay. But, I mean, probably don't share a lot in common with actual Nazis unless it's just the authoritarian fantasy or whatever. 3548? Okay.
That is literally
Oh, dude's quoting the main character Chad quoting the Bible. Oh, this is so, I wish I could have played this.
Is the destruction of Sodom for having... That's not what it's talking about, you fucking moron. Exactly, Snood. That's not the sin of Sodom. It was rejecting travelers. It was inhospitality. And yeah, trying to assault the angels. Hey, plus 50 social credit. Cuck man. They told me if I injected myself with 500 of estrogen every day, it would get me more viewers on YouTube. So is this supposed to be... who's this supposed to be? I'll do literally anything to chase an audience and get tits.
How does a right-wing grifter channel, who knows that they make money off of literally just, like, doing fear-based right-wing shit, how do they get the worldview that, like, being trans gets you more viewers on YouTube? Oh, that's the Act Man. Oh, Cuck Man. Ah.
Inject myself with estrogen, go to Pride Parade, say Delta Force 2025 is good.
What did Ackman... They had, like, a debate or something? It's kind of fun. Like, no matter what was said in the debate, you're kind of proving Ackman's point by, like, well, you're a trans and I'm going to paint you as a gender. I'm going to paint you as a gender person.
Didn't multiple... Is this supposed to be Act Man? Multiple companies pay you off to give good reviews of games like Payday 3. So he's saying Act Man would take 500 milliliters of estrogen. That's too much. Again, they just have no idea how like this shit works. Look at a little Satan fountain. That's cute. Am I... Dog. Get me... No. No. Stop it. Trapping me in the... Ugh.
You found a download? If that's something they had to censor, then I can't stream it, right? And if let's say that we're calling that CP, then I don't think I want that on my computer. Right? I think that would be a bad thing to have on my computer. It's AI generate. Yeah, no, I know. But I think even like animated or anything. And in a YouTube, what do you mean? Andy Pants would be no. No, I still don't think I want that on my computer. If there's a way that someone can make a modded version without that stuff in it, then I would love to play the game. But otherwise, I would like to not have that on my computer.
He's totally not mad, bro. He's totally not mad.
If someone can mod the game for me.
Please, whatever you do, don't say he's mad. Pasan Hiker, haha, Andy Pants is obviously closeted and gay.
Where's the next? Can I stop watching this? This person also streamed it? Yeah, the chat's not moving very fast. They obviously did it on a channel that doesn't have like a billion views or whatever. Like, I don't want to open myself up to streaming that at all. No, I wouldn't want to risk my channel being reported for that sort of thing.
Yeah, no.
Like, that seems like, yeah. So someone make a mod of it if I'm gonna play it.
That's why would anybody think that in this game where you're like constantly talking about trans people's tits and dicks and constantly sexualizing them and talking about sex work and them putting makeup on and taking estrogen. Why would anybody assume that? Oh, no, please, nobody say I'm mad.
Okay, the chat is moving pretty fast.
Human corn cob.
It's just a weird...
Isn't he married with like 2 kids? See, that's just a lifelong, dedicated, elaborate cover for an obviously gay man.
Right,
this has never happened before. Famously, no gay man has ever...
5 months ago. Dedicated to his daughter. So yeah, apparently, yeah, his daughter was... He lost custody of his daughter, and I don't know why. I wonder what happened. The world is an interesting place. Sorry, give me another video.
Bucket. I'm...
Sorry. What is this for? It's already censored in the game. You checked the original... What? The original stream?
Like dying Squirtle.
Huh? Oh, it's already censored in the game. Well, then is it what people said it was then? Are people being fair and calling it that? Like, dude's a loser, right? But like... If it's not really in the game... Right? If it's not really... if that was the full live stream... and it's censored just the same. It's not really in the game. I think I am going to be a consistent person and be fair and say that this is suggesting that. Do we know it's oh wait, yeah, no, because all the art is AI generated, right? Does that mean that he prompted AI to generate something that at the very least looked like naked children, but maybe wasn't actually? Does that mean he prompted the AI?
I moved to your Twitch chat. Thank you for...
At the very least, it's like weird and suggestive, and I don't know, don't prompt AI to do that.
For 100-bit screw bucket. I'm like dying.
All right. So it's not exactly what people were saying it was. Okay. Now, I'm not going to play defense for this guy on Twitter or anything, but underage striptease featured clearly adult women as the children. Well, I don't know. I like context, and I don't like framing things in ways with removed context. Still want to play it? Maybe. Would I be allowed to? I guess. Is it not like Twitch won't let me? Is it like on the list of banned games for Twitch or no? Was it removed from Steam for like being hateful then? Probably. What was it called again? Chad. No, it's not there. It's not a banned game on Twitch. Sure, I'd play it. Yeah. Play a modded version just in case. Well, no, if literally in the game it's like blurred, it doesn't really matter. It's like implied, but it's not like what it is. Okay. Well, yeah, remind me about that later. Okay, thank you. Where'd you find it? I guess send me the link in Telegram for where you found it too. But yeah, I'm gonna make a snack and then go to bed. That was interesting. Make sure you include that end part of me giving my thoughts on like how legit that claim about him is, Olivia, because I do open and mention throughout the video that like I'm left with that impression based on what people were saying, sort of thing. So I just want to make sure that I'm not like spreading potential misinformation and that the full context is there. Oh no, it's weird. It's definitely weird. I agree. I mean, like, this guy's, like, fucking life is weird. It's crazy. Like, what? This thumbnail is fucking hilarious. Right? This thumbnail here, that's insane. Like, this is a... Oh, you've used this thumbnail multiple times. Okay. Gets clicks. What was your first video? He's so crazy, other right-wingers don't like him. Yeah, well, I don't know how true that is, because I've generally found that a bunch of, like, right-wing YouTube channels, it's not like they don't like him. It's that if they sense that someone is being cringed at, they just make their support private instead of public because they're cowardly, and they kind of just see where the wind is going at any given moment, which is why no one was defending fucking pronouns guy as it was happening, but then after the fact they're all like, no, he was right. They were just waiting for it to cool down, sort of thing. And also the Oscars are woke. They should have given it to an American movie like 1917, Parasite, same thing. You know, same thing. All the other conservative YouTube channels were silent when it happened, and then after the fact, they're like, oh yeah, you know, they're my best friend. I wouldn't criticize them. They were right, actually. It's interesting. He set a bunch of old videos to members only. Okay, this guy hasn't even been on the platform for very long, if this is the oldest shit. 3 years ago? Wow. What the hell? Yeah. No, yeah. They'll go wherever the tide's turning. Not very strong convictions to say what you believe, even if people are, you know, if people are generally saying otherwise. Anyway, I need to wind down. Thanks, everybody. That was fun. Holy shit, I was live for 7.5 hours? What the fuck? Jesus. All right, I'm hungry. I'm gonna get some food. What the hell? All right. Good night, everybody.
Before we get into the Patreon credits, I would like you guys to like the video, comment, subscribe, and use the bell icon to get notifications. We're not doing great in the algorithm right now, and any help would be nice. Doing any of those will boost the video, and sometimes people, like, they don't even get notified when we post, which I've been seeing comments, like, complaining about that, so, please turn on notifications. Anyway, here are the patrons for December 2025. These are everybody who donates $5 and up. Dizzy Sauce, Rumsfeld, and Letterbox, Jordan A, Toby White, Blank, Anchor Wolf, Ark Helix, Clarice Carlson, Cypress, D the Rabbit, Electrica is so bad at games that used a broken control stick to beat Sans Undertale, Emil, Gabriel Herrera, Gezro, Happy the Knife, Lemonade Warriors participating in the hit game Among Us is considered the encroacher, Lobsterite, Modern Nerd, Nurichbin, Oh Here She Comes, Osmond, Roxy's Inside Your Wall. You can lure her out with information on when the second season of the TED TV series is releasing. Saliv88, Skanot On, Tammy, The Flying Marlin, The Super One Player, T King, www.openclassextras.com, Yup, and Zachary Kane. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. Check me out on Twitch if you want. Link in the description. Happy holidays!